6 and 68 is light
But
years.
one of them's like
Rubbish, and the other's fairly good.
not doing it properly, and the other one's like
Fairly
good
good.
job,
Yeah,
isn't
fairly
it?
good. So, yeah, I mean, it's just light years different.
Good, so your angle is plenty, so don't worry too much about your right leg, that's fine. Just work on loosening him up on that left rein. Remember to sort of lift it to get the bend, because you don't want it, not too much angle, that's it. You want him just, you know, if you imagine he got a hinge just behind his ears and in his gullet area, you just want to work that hinge. That it, you know, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but just work him a little bit supple behind his ears. I would almost relax the angle for a minute, even if it's slightly too less. Just that you work on two things. That's good, the suppleness, and also, but be careful. Look, so as you're walking, carry on. As you're doing the traverse, you've got the shoulders angled like this. Your shoulders.
Okay. Yeah. You've made it more or less leg
you
yielding.
Look in the mirror, and then you want to really walk him up the track. That's it. And at the same time working loose on that left rein. And when that feels easy, then I would ask with the right leg for a bit more angle. But you don't want more angle that's effectively more stiff. Does that make sense? Yeah. So like, take the angle out a bit and work. Keep him stepping really forwards from your left leg, because we're doing this to help with the half passes. So that's why it's important to think about him stepping forward from the inside leg, really loose behind his ears and in his mouth. Don't worry about the jog. It's almost nice that he's getting a little bit involved like that. And but don't get, although the throughness to the bridle is good here, but don't let him go any lower. So you're fine as you are, but be aware you don't want him to go any lower. And then imagine your left leg makes him walk on a bit more. Just that's it. Good. Good. Well done. He looks,
yeah, and
I thought as soon as I walked around the corner today, though, just in general, he looks a bit more together and a bit more supple looking just walking round.
Yeah. And so everything with him has to be like pressure and release, because you give him too much pressure
in the mirror this way. Use the mirror.
It gets really rigid. So
very good. Very good. Does that feel better then?
Yeah, supple and accepting.
Good traverse.
So that his brain goes, actually I can do this. It's quite hard with this horse. So with Bam Bam, it's a bit like, I'm so big, I don't know where my feet are.
Oh, very super.
So totally different set of problems. But this horse, it's like it's just keeping him relaxed.
Mm-hmm. So then you're going to turn onto the diagonal HXF and really just turn onto it and make him super straight like you're going to change rein. Make him really in alignment on that line. And then imagine painting an invisible wall on your right side and then traverse. So he's got to keep walking forwards on that diagonal line with the bend, and really just think of it as good. Like, but careful you keep walking the shoulders forwards on the line. Don't let him angle against the wall like he was doing at first, that's better. Yeah, and working loose on that left. Forwards from the left leg, loose on the left rein, and last of all, a little bit angle from the right leg. Yeah, it got better towards the end. It started to become more fluid. So we'll do the traverse on the right. Working loose in the right hand. Remember, we want bend, give and forward first, and angle sideways second. Carefully doesn't turn his nose too much to the right. It's the feeling that he gives around the right side more than that you get an absolute ton of bend. Good. Good. That's good there. From the right leg. Yes, very good. Well done. Okay, straighten and the same again.
The sun's coming out now.
The sun.
It's colour's so beautiful.
Yeah, is
Sun's
it?
shining on it.
Very
No,
nice.
it's lovely colour.
Well, careful, he's not. So there he's angling the shoulders a bit too much. Because that's effectively cheating on his part, really. Because he's like, well, I'll give you leg yield because that's a bit easier than really bending round the leg. Good. Good. Walking forward. Good. So you can feel when you do it really properly, it's actually not as easy to get so much angle, is it? But that's fine. You just, you know, a couple of days of really persisting with that, and I think you'd be surprised how different it would get. Okay, let's turn onto the line. First of all, just ride it like a straight line. Doesn't matter if you don't start the travers until, you know, nearly X. And so you keep the shoulders and the head exactly where they are, you see, and you just bend him around the right leg, and you ask for the hip in off that line. Very good. Forwards from your right leg. Good. Walk the shoulders along the line, well done. Be clear about the marker you're riding to. Keep that bend behind the ears. Point the shoulders to the marker, good. Left leg a little now. Left leg a little. Good. Okay, let's trot. Good, just ride a couple of laps in trot, maybe do a couple of trot walk trots if you feel like you need to. Keep working him quietly from the left rein to the right rein and back again so he's nice and through in the bridle. Good. He looks less bearing onto the contact.
Yeah, it is.
Good, so we'll start with, I would stay rising for a minute, just work it as like a suppling exercise. Start with a little bit of shoulder in. And same thing, you know, let's work on sort of forward fluency. So the rising trot might help that. So already as you came out of the corner, he sort of hollowed out of the connection. So now direct him back into the bridle. That's good, what you're doing there. Good, and then he's better now. So you need to make sure you've done that. So if you're going to do it now on the long side, you need to be onto him now. Rounding into the connection, forwards from the left leg, and then shoulder in.
That's better.
That was more like it. And then it's easy peasy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know? Very nice. Keep him on the right rein. Good, and straighten. Same again. So make sure you've got him now. Forwards from the left leg, through and into the connection. And if he's not, you don't do the shoulder in, you circle away. He doesn't learn ever to come in with a tight neck and a tight back. Mind him from the left leg. Good, just make sure you've got enough angle, and that's the right rein, the closure on the outside that will help with the angle. Hold him on the line. Good. Yeah, good. Hold him on the line. Right, you're going to do that again. Try and iron out those little wobbles, because they show the lack of throughness, really. You know that he's not always there between the aids. Circle now, about 15 metres. Now, a little bit forwards from the left leg, get him on the right rein, make him good, ready to come back into the shoulder in. And so you do this circle wherever you need to, that's better. Forwards and through into it. Very good, very good. That's the best shoulder in there. Because he's lifted his shoulder a little and it looked really fluid. Do a circle here, somewhere between 10 and 15. But use the circle to help, you know, so get into him, close the right, soften him left, drive him from the left leg. So are you ready for this? Very good, very good. Hold the line, hold the line. Yes, well done. Okay, and straight, and then travers up the wall. Keep working the bit in his mouth. Don't let him dive onto the shoulder. Good, and just little by little work him through in the travers. Don't stop riding, and if you feel a resistance, try and just work it out of him from the leg to the hand. Give him a little touch of the whip on his belly, not hard, just to say, come on, don't die on me. Travers. Loose on the left, good, good. Then ask him again with the right leg. Yeah, and then forwards a little. And just circle once. Keep playing in between like those two things, like you are, Lauren. Sometimes you make him a bit more through and forwards. And sometimes you say, now give me a bit more angle, you know, from the outside leg. But don't get stuck in either one, because he's got to bend and angle, but he's got to stay through and forwards. Rounder, there, and forwards a little. And rounder, yeah, and then balance him, and as for the angle again. Yeah, it's coming. Connection's looking better now, looks more elastic.